All right, guys. What's the difference between a Ferrari and a pile of dead babies?
Okay. What?
I don't have a Ferrari in my garage.
Oh, okay. All right, baby killer.
Grok. Really fucked up, but you gotta love freedom of speech. Go ahead and hit it.
Welcome to the OF podcast, coming to you from some hellhole in America. Now here are your hosts, David, Ram, and James. Let the pain begin.
Welcome to the OFO podcast. I hope everyone's having a wonderful July 4th. It is 250 years in the making, and that's probably been the last time since I've had sex. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday weekend. Remember to go out and drink and drive. It's the Olympic sport. It's what America stands for, America.
Don't do that.
Ram, how's your week been?
It's good. Really good.
It's good that it's been good. James, how you been doing this week?
Pretty good. I'm ready to talk Marines versus aliens. So, you know.
Well, we're going to go into that. I got major fucking complaints with this movie. Well, it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen, but there's we'll go over it in the movie review. This is July, and it's like last year, July is war. So all the movies that we'll be doing this month will be involving some kind of war. It won't be like, okay, this is a World War II movie. As long as it has a bunch of war scenes, we're going to be reviewing it. And obviously, because 3 out of the 4 movies are all fucking space-based, or alien-based or something, well, I guess what, and I just realized that, today is July 4th. Why the fuck didn't we review Independence Day? That is a war movie, and it falls on the holiday.
That would have been a good. Maybe next year we'll do that.
Well, yeah, but if it falls on July 4th, it won't be as good.
It doesn't matter. It's the spirit of things.
Whatever. All right, guys. It's time to do our sponsor real fast. And once again, it is Waking Well, Book 1, a harem survival adventure. See, I said harem right this time. Mm-hmm. And, it's still number 1 with a heart on. It's fun. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for James. He knows what he's doing. Go out and buy it. Or just wait. He'll give it away for free again, and it'll be back up to number 1.
It is available on KDP, so, if you're a member.
I don't know what that means.
Kindle Direct Publishing.
So if you own a Kindle and you got a subscription to them, it's free.
Well, you can read it on your phones or computer or whatever.
Sir, look, I got enough porn to look on my phone. I don't have time to read. I don't even read the subtitles for the Japanese porn I watch.
It's a membership for Amazon, and if you can read any book that's signed up for it, so it's free to the reader.
Oh, okay.
They still get paid though.
When do it becomes free to the breeders?
I'm confused.
No one here is breeding, except for maybe Ram over there, lucky bastard. Yeah. Anyways, well, enough fun, enough hilarity. It is now time for the Twitter files, and boy, do we got a good one, a bunch of good ones this week. So let's go ahead and hit the intro. They already saw the first scene, so go ahead and hit it.
It's time for some weird shit on Twitter. It's time for the Twitter files.
All right, guys. So first thing on the Twitter files, Trump is giving the 4th of July speech, but security brought a female cop. America.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This has become a running thing. There are so many of these videos. I could just do the Twitter files on just this little meme of a female cop. Mm-hmm. He has put this Dr. Clown PhD awesome channel. Go subscribe to him. I highly recommend his funny shit. But yeah, he's got a fuck ton of these.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else do we got. A black thug robs an elderly white man outside of Walgreens. Yeah. So now they're on a manhunt for him, but yeah. And there he goes. He's stealing his shit and then just casually jogging away. Good Lord. All right. In case you didn't notice, there was a shooting over the Dearborn Mall. Pictures below is the alleged shooter, and Grok sharpened the picture. So this is the original picture, and Grok sharpened it. So, they're saying he's Muslim. I just say he's black, but it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, from that picture alone, you can't tell.
No, but I do see the extended clip, which is illegal. Which I thought an extended clip was illegal.
It would depend on your state.
In California.
Yeah, this is Michigan though.
A normal magazine is illegal in California.
Right, a normal magazine, a standard magazine.
I think in California, what it's like 9. Yeah, it's like 9.
It's ridiculous.
Like my Beretta holds 14 and like one in the pipe.
Yep.
So
yeah, like here in Texas, that would be perfectly legal. In most states, it would be legal. I don't know about Michigan.
You're old enough. Do you remember when the original Beretta came out, where it was like 15 in the clip, 1 in the pipe? Because it was that was the standard for them, and then
15 was standard for the longest time.
Yeah, and then like I guess it was the federal government where they just that you can't do that. Why? It's an extra bullet.
It's not illegal.
Yeah,
I think more of that's because of state regulations. So they started making the short magazines. I have some of those too, where they're only 10-round magazines, and they have that little plastic, section on the bottom of the magazine,
little buffer
to make it shorter, so that
Well, you do love them fun size, sir. So maybe that's why you got it.
Yeah, I like fun size, but I like my magazines full size.
Yep. I don't stop until the clip is empty. That's just it. All right, what else do we got? This is facing. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Governor Tim Walz is facing backlash after Minnesota's Board of Pardons, which he is on, voted to pardon a convicted and repeated sexually assaulting a man who assaulted a 10-year-old girl for 2 years. Mm-hmm. He assaulted her until when she was 10 all the way to 12. Listen to this shit. And the only reason he did it was because they had an order for removal by ICE, because he was a legal citizen here. However, by being arrested, he then broke his legal status here, and he was going to be deported.
Yeah, you can lose your citizenship.
So because of that, Walz was like, nope, I don't want him deported, so we're going to pardon him, which vacates that, so now he's legally able to stay. That's disgusting. Yep. Mm-hmm. Listen to this shit.
New accusations against top officials in sanctuary state Minnesota over protecting an illegal immigrant convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl. It's a hard story to talk about and to read about, but it happened and we need to tell you. Homeland Security accusing Governor Tim Walz of granting a pardon, effectively just wiping away his criminal record to help shield the man from a final order of deportation.
So Brooke Taylor is on that. She joins us now for more. And Brooke, what did you find out? Good morning.
Hi, Bill. Good morning. Well, Governor Tim Walz facing major backlash for this. So he sits on the board that pardoned this convicted child sex offender as he was just
what a
about
piece
to
of
be
shit.
deported. Mm-hmm. So back in 2006,
both of them,
town we think right here, he was convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting a 10-year-old girl in Minnesota. He pleaded guilty in a deal that kept him out of prison. DHS says that conviction cost him his legal status and made him deportable. Well, the details in these court documents, they're too graphic for me to repeat to you on air, but it describes the abuse.
I would, but this is even more disturbing than what I would go over. It's sick.
The girl told investigators she met Vang through her older sister, who he later married. Investigators say he admitted, quote, I made a mistake, but this is a minor thing. It's a cultural thing in Thailand to marry and have sex with girls as young as 12. He also told police that the young victim should be arrested too because she was, quote, as much at fault. Now, according to DHS, he received a deportation order after his conviction, but earlier this month, Minnesota's Board of Pardons voted to pardon him. Federal officials say this wipes away his conviction that made him removable and now could help him fight deportation. So the 3-member board includes Governor Tim Walz, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, and Chief Justice Natalie Hudson.
I'm calling him the forehead 3.
That's disgusting.
That is fucking wrong. I mean, I can understand, and I don't understand it, but I could understand is like, okay, the dude stole a car, you know, and Walsh wanted to make this hill to stand on and died. It's like, oh, I don't want him deported, so we're just going to pardon him. He sexually assaulted a 10-year-old for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fucking evil. That's evil. But you know what? He doesn't give a fuck because he already said, I'm not running again. So
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. And neither these people should be ashamed of themselves. They should be fucking ashamed.
I think the federal government should go through with deporting him anyway and go to court. And I'm no attorney on this, but I would argue that he was prosecuted for it. He pled guilty to it. So a pardon might make him, I don't know, no longer have to go to prison, right? It expunges the punishments, but it doesn't change what actually happened.
Isn't sexually assaulting a child a federal crime?
Not that I know of.
Damn,
Unless
I was hoping
it's
it
crossing
was.
state lines. If it crosses state lines, then
I would do some investigation. I mean, because Minnesota's not that. I mean, I've driven through Minnesota when I went up there. It didn't take me but maybe a couple of hours to get through the whole damn state.
People, that's the people that we're importing. They have those kind of cultures. They wouldn't get in trouble where they're from.
But usually
China, the age of consent is like 16 now or something.
Might be, yeah. But
And
China
people forget it. It used to be like 10 or 11.
Oh yeah.
It used to, in some countries it's like 15, which actually I'm not a big opponent of. 15. Most women and most men are pretty mature for it.
As I remind people, not that long ago, even in the United States, 15 was the average age of first marriage. So that was really common. That's not a.
You could still get married at 15 around here, but you need just parent consent on both
it's
parties.
Perfectly natural, and there's nothing wrong about it morally or biologically. But you're talking 10.
That's prepubescence.
Yeah, that's why people don't understand. Like in Afghanistan, where they made it legal to marry upon puberty. So if the girl reaches puberty at 8 or 12, that's when you can marry them. That's disgusting.
This isn't marriage. This is rape.
Yeah.
But that's the point. This whole talking about sex thing.
But the thing is, he married her fucking sister.
You can't consent.
I guarantee he did it just to get to her sister, her young sister.
You cannot consent at that age. That is too young.
That's fucking sick. Okay. When you just want some fresh air, but some AC, but here's a cop again. I told you there was a bunch of these. I think we needed some kind of levity after that horrible fucking story. Not the AC.
This must be talking about New York.
Yeah. When you just want some fresh AC from the fresh air from the AC, but your sister is a cop. Yeah, the fucking whole thing with the AC bullshit, keeping it at 78. Are you fucking serious? And meanwhile, just yesterday, to conserve electricity, that's what they're telling everyone. But just yesterday, they had the Taylor Swift marriage. Mm-hmm. And billboards light up all over the fucking Madison Square Garden says, they're married, wasting I don't know how much fucking electricity. Like, I give a flying fuck about Taylor Swift.
You know that New York, they went to electric buses a while back, right? The number of buses they have in running is the equivalent of over 4 million window AC units.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. That's why you can't have your AC now.
Yeah.
Mine's at 67 right now at my house, and literally I'm having to put on a blanket, an extra blanket at night because I'm so nice and cold.
And New York was trying to force people to buy, electric vehicles. It's like, where are you going to charge them if you can't provide the power? Don't
it's like California where they're talking about we're conservative, we're eco-friendly. Meanwhile, they've ran out every eco-friendly company out of that fucking state. Tesla left, an electric car company.
Yeah.
Well, it does a lot of damage to the environment to build those cars.
It really does.
Like
it does.
The minerals that you need to make those batteries.
The batteries.
You gotta fucking strip mine the shit out of the earth.
Yeah, but it's like third world countries. I don't give a fuck. They're shitholes anyways.
I'm not a huge fan of them, but at the same time, you're going to mandate that stuff and you can't even provide the power for it.
I mean, I would never own a Tesla
Yeah.
only, and it's not because I think they're ugly or anything. I would love to have a Cybertruck. I think they look fucking badass. That's because I played a lot of Cyberpunk. So, but the thing is, the battery life it's not great. And I refuse to like drive like 2.5 hours and then I got to stop for 30 minutes to fucking charge the thing and then drive 2.5. When it gets up to where I can drive like 8 straight hours on a single charge, I might look into buying one.
It's way more than 30 minutes. It takes a long time to charge.
Well, I don't know. I'm just going by my friend. He rented one. It was the stupidest mistake he ever did because he was going up to Austin. And like literally he was like, I drove like 2.5 hours and I had to stop for 30 minutes to charge the son of a bitch and then drive another 2 hours and stop for 30 minutes to charge the son. He was like, it was stupid. I should have just pumped gas.
Right.
Sounds
And
like-
I understand they won't charge in cold weather.
Sounds like something's wrong with the battery at that point.
Who knows?
So, from what I understand, if it's too hot, it won't let you charge the battery because it's dangerous. If it's too cold, you can't charge the battery because it says the battery needs to heat up.
What?
So people have been stranded when like in the snow and stuff, and like I can't go anywhere. I can't charge my car. It won't let me charge it.
Might be a reason why every video I watch from Canada and like Alaska, they don't see any fucking
Yeah.
Teslas.
So I had heard something about this whole AC bullshit from New York. This is not. I can't confirm this. So I'm just gonna say alleged that this guy was saying that Mamdani is bullshitting. Like there's no need to conserve electricity. He just wants to see if you will listen to him. Like he'll bark orders and see if you listen. And so then apparently yesterday or this morning, that guy who said that was proven right, that it was just all bullshit. He just wanted to test and see who would do it, or if he barks orders, who's gonna say how high, you know.
You'd have to figure either like Democrats even have like a line in the sand. I think your AC during the fucking summer would be one of those. Like,
Well, it's like Europe, and that's the thing. I actually kind of believe that because many European countries do the same thing, and it kills a lot of thousands of people. More people die there in the summer than here from deliberate
I think it's only like 20% of the homes have AC units.
Yeah,
over there.
it's ridiculous, and it's not because of lack of availability. They could get it. Their governments just won't let them.
yeah, but the weather over there is not as hot as it is over here in the States. I mean, they get more rain than anything.
It can get pretty warm and pretty, cold,
yeah, but I mean, they don't
but
have
the
the
thing is
humidity and stuff like that. So I can almost understand why not a lot of places have air conditioning, either because of the government or they just really don't need to.
Well, they do in the summer. That's why thousands of people die every year because of it, and it's mostly elderly, obviously.
Yeah.
But but I think that they do that because they want to push the whole global warming nonsense, right? Mamdani's doing the same thing. He's trying it here. They're doing brownouts, where they cut off electricity for several days for people. You got businesses that are closing. I'm actually going to get into this later, but there's businesses closing because of it, because they can't. All their cold stuff is going bad. Small stores, they can't operate. They have no power.
We're basically going back to the old west. There's going to be a guy like driving a horse and buggy and giving them big blocks of ice to put in the refrigerators to keep everything cold.
I
Yeah,
was watching a
and then
couple
they're
reports
gonna
on that this morning.
and then they're gonna charge them an ice tax.
Yeah, an ice tax.
We got to make our money somehow. All of it's going to fraud and illegal immigrants.
It makes me wonder, because he's a socialist, right? It makes me wonder, and this is just speculation, but it makes me wonder if it's deliberate. Because if you close down thousands of businesses, then people have nowhere to go to. So then what? Government steps in and says, "Oh, we'll do it," and then they take those industries over.
Yep.
So it's just a theory.
I think it's a
It's not
takeover.
a theory. It's being proven daily now.
I think it's a takeover strategy because he did the same thing with apartments, like rent control. And if you can't maintain it, the city's gonna forcefully take it, and now we own it.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, that's really fucking shady. Like you put them into a situation where they can't rent it because it's not maintained, and they can't maintain it because they can't raise rent prices, and they can't cover the cost to maintain the property. And then you tell them, like, you can't do anything, but if you don't do something about it, we're gonna forcefully take it from you. Like, that's just really shady. That's like Old West. You see those old Western movies where the evil guy comes into town and takes everything over because he's rich as fuck and in control and shit.
Yeah, but in those movies, the good citizens of the town. They go rise up and they take over, and they don't do that here.
Or
They just kind of
Yeah.
roll over and show their
The
bellies.
problem is that all good citizens have been fucked over so much they probably left New York. And
Yeah,
the only
no
people
shit.
left are these fucking dumbasses with green, blue, and purple hair and shit.
I'm telling you, California, Chicago, and New York, all of them. I mean, well, Los Angeles was put. Well, no, I'll say California, the entire fucking state. So many businesses are fucking leaving because they can't deal with that shit. And I guarantee once they get someone good, reliable into those offices that are running the cities the way they should be running, those businesses might come back. But the way we've already seen with like the voter fraud and shit like that, I just don't see that happening for like, if it does, it's not going to be for like another 20 years or so.
Right.
So maybe we should do what the states are, like the cities and states are doing. You know, you guys have fucked up the state enough. The federal government's stepping in, and we're taking over everything. We're going to run everything now.
Mhm.
What? We can't do that, but you can do it though, right? You took over those apartment complexes. Well, we're just going to take over the city. You already demonstrated you can do it, so can we, because we're higher than you. If only. All right, what else do we got? That's just the wannabe trans terrorist arrested in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, this weirdo.
Allison Howlett, a man pretending to be a woman, was arrested by police after he allegedly planned to carry out a mass shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Police found a huge stockpile of weapons at his home. He's being held on a $500,000 bond. Look at all that
How
shit.
can people afford that many weapons? I would love that many weapons, and I wouldn't use it for terrorism even.
My grandfather owned
Probably
weapons like
rich
this.
parents or something.
Probably.
Well,
because some of those are really expensive firearms.
Okay,
yeah, like that alone, I know costs like several $1,000s.
Yeah, the P90.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh. The ammo alone is fucking expensive.
Okay, let's see here.
Those are well, due to their nature, they are technically armor-piercing rounds because of how fast they shoot out. So those are dangerous to police, and
I want one. So the thing that never happens.
Yeah, for the 50th, 100th time.
I mean, when are they just gonna fucking just say, okay, you have a mental illness, we're putting you in the institution. Maybe a couple of rounds of electroshock will cure some of this shit.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how many of these mass shootings can we attribute to people with the same type of mental illness. Like, if we go back far enough, you know, even back before this whole trans bullshit thing was actually a thing. Like, do you think the kids that did Columbine would
I knew you were going to say Columbine.
Well, because that was far enough back to where I can remember.
I don't think so. I think they were just, they were just outcasts.
Bullied. Yeah.
They were just outcasts, and they just don't look. I got bullied all through school because I was white and a primarily Hispanic. There was no other white people in my entire high school, and I got beat up. I had to learn self-defense myself.
Same.
I didn't get pissed off and get out a bunch of guns to go shoot the place up. I just all I got is a couple more years. I'm fucking done with this shit. Yeah. So I became a loner in high school because of it, and I'm happier for it.
That's right. I think Ram has a good point, though. I think a lot of these people that do this, for one, and I've mentioned this a million times, there's almost always, the vast majority connected to psychotropics, antidepressants.
Yeah. So the reason I bring up Columbine,
some kind of mental illness.
And probably even what was the other one, Caltech or whatever. Is that it was so far back that this wasn't really a thing, and those drugs probably weren't available yet. And I think that it's probably the same mental illness, but the drugs and stuff lead to that, like trans bullshit, and then everything just comes flooding out, the wanting to murder, the lack of empathy, and shit like that.
I think it's a combination of the drugs and social media, because they see, oh, well, this person did it, and back then unless you saw it on the national news, or it was local to your news station, they really didn't talk about it too much, unless it was really something bad, and then popped off with social media and oh, cool, well, that looks like fun. I'm gonna just copy him.
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of them both.
Always a copycat issue. Yeah.
Also, depending on what you intake when you're on social media. So I have heard a really interesting study about the Boston Marathon bombing. So the people that were actually in the bombing, right? They went and they got psychologically evaluated. the people that only heard about it and they were looking at it on social media like all the time, like around the time that it happened, and they were looking it up online and seeing it on Instagram and Facebook and all this crap. The people who looked it up online, they had far worse cases of PTSD than the people that were actually there at the bombing, because they just get bombarded constantly with all this negative shit.
Yeah.
And I think that plays a big role in what's happening with all these mass shootings
Man, I know I felt
by trans people.
I wasn't there when it happened, but I saw the pictures and like all the blood on the road and the sidewalk, and it made me sick to my stomach. And I watch horror movies generally every day.
Yeah.
So
Ram's right though. I mean, people look at this stuff and they watch it over and over and over, and it creates a trauma that shouldn't even exist.
No.
I mean, it's why you get a lot of these people do this stuff, is they're being told that, oh, a genocide is being committed against you. Really? Nobody's out killing.
I saw one, and actually, I don't think I bookmarked it, but I replied to some news article that says that basically that the way we're bringing back asylums, that Trump is basically a scare tactic, saying he's going to go after the disabled and stuff like that with that stuff. And I'm like, and the picture they show is some kid sitting next to clearly a guy dressed as a woman. And I was like, okay, so now they're saying trans people are disabled. Mentally, yes, I agree. And if those are the ones they're putting in asylums, be my guest. And I'm not talking about drag queens, the guys who just want to dress up in women's clothes. Hey, I watched The Birdcage. I love that movie. Let them do it, but they don't think that they're fucking women. They think that they're men. They just like wearing women's clothes. Hey, if that's the way, that's my line. I don't care. If that's the line, I'm perfectly happy with that.
That's the way it used to be. The whole transvestite, cross-dresser thing. That was different than people that actually convinced themselves that they are not only the opposite gender, but even made up genders that don't even exist.
Yeah.
You mean it's
when I first heard about the whole pronoun thing, when I was living and working in Austin, and my coworker, we were doing some convention thing. We had to go to Memphis, Tennessee, and she was like taking my information so I could get on the plane, and she'd write me a name tag and all this crap to represent the company. And she asked me what my pronouns were, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? What pronouns? What the fuck are pronouns? And she's like, oh, do you go by he, him, or she, her, or are you an attack helicopter? And I was like, what the fuck?
Did she literally say attack helicopter?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was like,
she knows it's bullshit.
I was like, is this a joke? Like, I thought they were filming me or something, like pranking me. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then, the whole pronoun thing blew way out of proportion. So stupid.
Well, my pronouns are fucking you. So please use them as much as you want.
My pronouns I can't say because this goes on YouTube.
We'll wait until we get to the question of the week. Then you'd be like, this is going to be allowed on YouTube? Yes, it will. All right, moving on. Supreme Court upholds state ban on transgender athletes and girls and women's sports.
Good.
Girls and women's sports?
Yeah. So, and women's sports. Basically saying that men cannot compete in girls and women's sports.
In girls and women's sports.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So, yay. There's a lot of things that fucked up on there. Like, they held down the verdict about birthright citizenship.
Oh, yeah.
That was stupid. But they can reapply for it and appeal it. I just don't think that they presented the case. Because literally, if you go back, and I found this out, and I didn't know about it. You go back and read the original author of the amendment. He literally says this does not include foreign-based people and blah, blah, blah. It's literally the dude who wrote it, and he says it, and they didn't present that. If they did, maybe.
I don't know if they, I guess maybe they didn't.
They didn't.
But
even Clarence Thomas was the one that was like fighting for it. Like, and he didn't even bring it up. I'm like, if I would have this is literally the guy. He literally said this does not include foreign-based people. Case closed.
That's the thing, though. As far as the conservative judges that voted for birthright citizenship, I just call them cowards. They knew full well what the real meaning was. They're not idiots. They know this stuff.
Well, some of them are, like at least 4 of the 9 are idiots.
I call it cowardice because basically they were afraid, or maybe I don't know if there was some other reason, but I call it cowardice.
Yeah, I agree.
They knew what the correct constitutional decision was. They knew that this would cause all kinds of problems to make this, but it's more politically expedient to just say, okay, yeah, birthright.
It's going to get revoked. It's probably going to be like Roe versus Wade. It took years and years and years to get it repealed, but eventually it will. I'm not saying it's going to happen within the next few years, but give it like 10, 15 years. I guarantee, it will eventually get repealed.
If we get enough decent judges on the court.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. Oh no, I got another one here. You're at an amusement park and you enjoy it, but there's a female cat. Oh no, he shot Dr. Clown.
She's a good shot.
Yeah, I give her that.
What?
I love this dude's channel.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, let's see here. Florida mom arrested for slapping her 6-year-old son because he struggled to help with an Instacart delivery. So basically, she was working for Instacart, making a delivery, and forced her 6-year-old to carry a big ass container of like water. Like, I'm old, I can barely carry those 40-pack things of water. So
6-year-old can't carry that.
So here, carry that, and then
that
I
thing
can't
weighs
carry
as much
it.
as he does.
It's like, here you go, you got it.
Okay, so it's not the giant 40 count.
No, it's probably like the 20-pack.
Yeah.
That's
still a lot for that.
Water is very heavy.
Yeah.
Right?
And then he drops it, and then she just beats the shit out of him. Why?
What the hell?
Why is she forcing the little kid?
She should have carried the water, and he could carry whatever was light.
Yeah. So the ring camera video shows something Lowry, Kaya
Lowry,
forcing her son to carry a 24-pack bottle of water while repeatedly cursing at him and calling him names. The boy struggled to hold the water before dropping it. Police say Lowry then grabbed him by his shirt and slapped him across the face before ordering him to keep carrying the groceries. The customer who witnessed the incident reported to police, and Lowry was arrested on child abuse charges. Yeah, good for the fucking customer. I at that point, I saw that shit too. I'd call the fucking cops as well.
Yeah, that poor little kid.
Well, hopefully his father, if there is a father in there, will take better care of him, because this
I hope so.
mother's a piece of shit. Okay. I don't remember what this is, but here we go. Oh, yeah. It's a mental illness.
Yeah.
See, this is another thing. This is separate from cross-dressing. I'm sorry. You're a drag queen. I can almost understand that. Dressing up as a furry or saying that you're believing you are a dog, you got a fucking problem.
To be honest, I don't see much of a difference. I think it's all pretty twisted and not okay. But
be yourself.
But this is still, that's all. It's all about grooming and getting kids to be involved in this whole.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, did we talk about the last Pride Parade or whatever they tried to do, where these grown men literally stripped naked and were chasing little kids around a water fountain?
Was it San Francisco? I know it was someplace in California. I remember. I don't think we talked about it, but I think we've seen instances where it's happened before. I just couldn't show the video because nudity. So, but
yeah, it's mostly a grooming thing. There's no need to dress up in drag to go read to little kids at a school.
No, there's not. And they'll say it's to normalize them, so they think that this is normal. It's not normal.
It's not normal.
Something should not be normalized.
No.
And if I catch them trying to do that to my kid in my kid's school, I'm gonna put some bullets in some people's heads.
Well, I've already talked to my daughter, and she said she's going to take them to school, let them go public school, because one's about to hit pre-K. But luckily, she's like, the schools around here. I mean, she's out in the middle of nowhere. So in Texas, so at least they don't teach this bullshit.
But she said we'll try to sneak that crap in.
So, but she even said, if I see one rainbow flag, I'm taking their fucking asses out of school and homeschooling them. And I was like, amen. I will be the professor. Okay, this is how you load an AR-15. But I was like, never mind. Their father will get that. That reminds me, and I forgot to do it because I was busy and I've been playing my video game. My daughter gave my son-in-law his birthday presents early. That will be on next week's episode because I still need to download them off my phone, edit together because there's 3 different videos. He saw them.
Okay.
James saw them on Thursday. No, Wednesday. It was pretty funny.
was
The
funny.
reactions for my grandkids was fucking hilarious. They looked at him because he tried it on, and they were like, "It was awesome." I'll show you later.
Okay.
It's funny. Okay, a Somalian was arrested on suspicion of dangerous driving and attempted murder after 5 pedestrians were injured when a car drove into them in West London this afternoon. So this is, I guess, the aftermath or him leaving. So yeah, but yeah, you can see all the smoke and shit. He hit people, and people are trying to stop him, but nope. Now my question is, how much time is he actually going to get? He might just get a ticket for reckless driving after running over people.
I mean, there is a charge for great bodily harm with a vehicle.
It's the UK though.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Who knows? What
So
they might just excuse
So
it.
they'll give him a medal and be like, well, I hope everybody you hit was white.
yeah. All right, what else do we got? Is she the perfect woman? Is she the perfect woman? The man thinking in bed, oh my God, my asshole hurts.
Okay.
Okay.
She is the perfect woman.
You find the girl that does anal. She is yours. Let's see here. Man who was accused of stealing a pickup and pointing a lighter that looked like a gun at police before they shot him had at least 15 prior arrests and multiple prison stunts. Joshua Jackson, 35, had spent years in and out of prison before being released in January. Just weeks later, he was arrested after a police pursuit that ended when officers rammed his vehicle. He was released in bond in April, but just over a month later, police say he stole a traffic control truck that led officers to a Denver gas station. Why am I not surprised? Colorado. When officers confronted him, they believed he was pointing a handgun at them and opened fire. Investigators later said it was a lighter designed to look like a pistol. Jackson was seriously injured and remained hospitalized. You know, the only thing I hear about when I read this story, they didn't reload and continue. You got to be sure it's the officer's safety. That's just my opinion.
That's it. That does look like a real thing.
It does.
So
I would have made the same choice in that condition. Anybody would, I think.
well, hopefully he doesn't get it. But how much you want to bet him and his family are going to sue the police department
Probably.
and win?
But it wasn't a real guy. How are you supposed to know that?
Yeah, no shit. All right, black woman on a bus, and it's hot. She shows a white woman is on the bus, but also brought a small electronic fan to help keep cool. The black woman makes a video saying she's thinking of just taking the white woman's fan and running because it's hot. The comments all show a clear pattern of Americans being done with this type of behavior and especially not even hiding it anymore. We do not live in a society where you cannot even use a small fan to keep cool without having to worry about it being grabbed and stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the truth. This whole criminal mentality where we I never let, but the society in a whole let people get away with fucking literally murder is slowly going away, and I am all for it. I'm all in.
Yeah, go buy your own fan or stay inside.
I have an old fan she can use. It's called a piece of paper, or better yet, her hand.
Seriously, people
There
used
you
to do
go.
that.
There you go. There's a fan. There's a fan. But I know it's too much work for your fat black
That's why
ass.
in
Yeah,
the old days,
like-
you'd see the women and they'd carry the little fan whip.
Yeah.
They'd fan themselves.
Yeah, look, you could afford those ugly ass eyelashes. You could afford a fan.
Oh my god. What do they fucking use? Caulking to keep them on? Jesus Christ.
Seriously.
And that's it for the Twitter files. No more this week.
Yeah.
We left it on a stupid note.
You could jump off a cliff and be like hang gliding or something.
It's like, get on my eyelashes. Let me eat some Twinkies first. Oh, God. The moral of this week's Twitter file is people are stupid. But that's kind of the moral of every week's Twitter file. So enjoy. I'm telling you, this fatigue's stupid. All right, guys. Well, it's time for the question of the week. I know everyone's been looking forward to this one for weeks. And the disclosure, I will actually give a disclosure. please let your kids out of the room. Put them away. Don't let them listen to this. This is fucking horrible. But before we do that, we have a sponsor this week. And it is the OFO Billboard Services.
Mhm.
And our good friend James, he actually decided this is a good thing. He's like, you know what? I'll even buy the first billboard. And he put it up in a major traffic area over in California. And I'm not exactly sure. I've heard rumors of what might have happened, but we'll find out right now. So go ahead and hit that for us.
Coming this spring, it's the OFO, Podcast Billboard Services. Your one-stop shop for all your billboard needs. It doesn't matter what you want on the billboard. As long as you got money, we'll put it up anywhere. Our billboards are made with steel, so they can withstand anything, like an alien attack, for example. It's not even moving. I don't know why those clowns got ran over, but our billboard is still standing, and it looks simply amazing. Don't wait. Call us today for all your billboard needs. Wait, it fell. Well, fuck. I guess we're going back to the drawing board.
Sure.
Okay. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm actually saying you're 100% right.
Mhm.
And it actually leads towards the trend that we were talking about of us getting tired of fucking stupidity. But I swear I would have remembered an alien attack and then a bunch of clowns being run over by monster trucks.
It's all a big cover-up.
Media
It's all a
covers it
cover-up?
up. Mhm.
Mhm.
Well, the sign worked for the most part, but hey, look, the signs we build are great, but they're not going to put up with all that, okay? A hurricane maybe, alien invasion maybe, clowns, but not monster trucks. I'm sorry, but you know, we don't put them in heavily monster truck areas. Just beating the joke like a dead horse. All right, so question of the week. If you woke up tomorrow and the only way to cure your terminal cancer was to either fuck one person from your family tree or turn gay and nail a guy, which option would you choose?
I'd just die.
Just die.
It's not one of the options, sir.
However,
you
if you said from the family tree and
Yes.
it goes far enough, then it wouldn't really matter.
We're not talking time travel. We already did the time
Sure.
traveling French
Anything
fries.
beyond second cousin and out
why
is
not?
fine.
Well, I got some distant relatives overseas I've never met in my entire
Right.
life, I guess.
You said family tree, so that's not necessarily immediate family. That could be far enough out where it's perfectly natural and fine. And
Sure.
Yeah, but using
Since
family
you're-
tree relates to blood, where it's actually it's
No.
on that tree.
No,
Now you can show your family tree like a regular family tree. It's like, okay, and this is second cousin removed and stuff. It's not really part of the family tree. They're not blood. Told you, Grok is kind of fucked up.
no, because you like go down far enough and like my son's wife would be considered on the family or would show on the family tree, but not related by blood. You know what I'm
Ding,
saying?
ding, 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 ding.
exactly.
I'm from Tennessee. Bring on the cousins.
Whatever.
All right.
Since you're not letting me just die with dignity and I have to fornicate with somebody, I guess I'll choose the family tree, Wilson, because I'm not gay.
All right, there we go.
I'd go the same way.
Same here. Like I said, I'm from Tennessee.
I mean,
Ding, 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 ding.
It's a little known fact that technically my daughter is my fourth cousin, twice removed. That seems weird, but that's my great grandfather married his second wife is who she's born from.
Little known fact, when we started the OFL podcast back in April of last year, yes, we're already getting close to year 2.
Mhm.
We were going to do a segment because we were thinking everyone needs a segment. So Ram came out with his top 10, and I'm the host, so you know I have segments when I open my big fat fucking mouth. But James was having problems. And one of the things we were spitballing was James's redneck corner, because we've heard some stories
Yeah.
about his family. And we were like, that would be, you could tell us your stories about redneckness.
You know, you think that's weird, but that's actually very common. It's very
In
common.
England?
No, everywhere. In fact, it's even more common in cities than it is. People like to make fun of like places like the South and the Ozarks. True inbreeding is actually more common in cities and in the liberal areas and not in those conservative areas.
I will agree with that only because my friend said, well, one of my best friends back in the day, Oh, we would always drive up north, and he's like, I can't stop inside Marcos. And I was like, why? He's like, because I'm probably related to like half those people.
It was true. Yeah.
And they're fucking gorgeous women.
I went to high school. I didn't grow up there. I moved from the West Coast. I went to high school in Salem, Missouri, where my mom's side of the family lived. I turned out that I was related to most of the girls there in one way or another. You know,
Especially after
it was distant.
over.
Like I said, you know, fourth cousin twice removed is not exactly weird. Honestly, it's just I didn't even know that till we did a DNA test because we didn't know we had that distant relation.
And was DNA test a child?
Yeah, my daughter.
I was just joking, dude.
Yeah, I did a DNA test, you know, and I discovered that through that. I didn't know that.
There's a thing known as familial attraction. I don't know if you're familiar with the term.
I've heard of it. I just don't like it.
People who don't know each other, they'll find features attractive in somebody else, and vice versa. You know, they'll find each other attractive. A lot of the times, it turns out that they are attracted to those features. They don't know why, and then they'll do a DNA test, and like you guys are related by a lot because so and so was a sperm donor, and he was like gaming the system, and he donated sperm, you know, over 20,000 times or whatever. So he's got a lot of children, and they find out everybody that they were really attracted to was related to them. There was like some documentary on Netflix about it.
I remember a story, reading a story one time where this dude, and it has happened, where he had two families. And, you know, like he didn't tell about the family. Well, in one family, he had a daughter, and the other one, he had a son. They were about the same age. They went to high school together, fell in love, got pregnant, and then they found out that their father is their father.
Yeah, I've seen that sort of thing. There was a story a few years back.
And I feel so sorry for those people because the psychological problems is like, I just fucked my sister.
It turned out that they were brother sister. They had they grew up on different sides of the country. They had no idea. That's one of the issues with these families breaking up, and you got fathers having kids with lots of women that aren't married to them. You know,
and it's not subjugated to just like black or white. I mean, it happens on both sides.
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, people I was talking about were white. You know, it's really not a good phenomenon.
The only difference is the white guys will stay with the families, just hide it. Black guys will just leave.
When I was younger, I was on this church retreat thing, like some mandatory crap you had to go to. It was just a bunch of teenagers, and we had to stay someplace overnight, right? And I remember this guy, I had known him like for a long time since elementary. He was like really attracted to this one girl that was there, and he just kept saying how hot she was, and like, yeah, she was pretty attractive. He wouldn't get over her, kept staring at her. He's like, oh, she's so hot, I want to go talk to her, this and that. And he finally like works up the courage to go up to her, and before he can even open his mouth, she's like, oh, hey, Javi, which is his name, Javier. And he's like, do we know each other? He's like, yeah, you're my cousin from whatever. So she's my aunt. And he's like all embarrassed and crap.
Well, that's the one problem with the Hispanic culture down here. Everyone has very large families.
That's when you ask, are you second cousin or what?
You have no shame, James. No shame at all.
There's a reason why it's legal after second cousin in every state. Because there's not a biological issue. The whole purpose of that is for biological safety, right?
Yeah.
Prevent inbreeding.
Thanks to you guys, I'm going to have fucking do DNA tests with anyone I decide to fuck next.
Yeah, good. Yeah, which you should anyway.
Not my luck, it'd be a black girl and somehow like 1/10 of her is related to me. Grandfather was a freak. All right, well, it was... Hey, I love the black culture, guys. I do. I love black people. I really do.
Yeah, I don't.
I think everyone should own one. And it's just wonderful. All right, enough. If that doesn't get us off YouTube, I don't know what will. I don't know what to say. That's fuck that conversation.
On to the movie review.
Yeah, for the love of God. It is July as War. Go ahead and hit the intro for that.
Bullets flying overhead, explosions everywhere. This is war. This is war. July is war.
Okay, this week's movie is Battle Los Angeles from 2011. It's a movie about a squad of U.S. Marines that become the last line of defense against a global invasion, aka every other invasion movie ever made. This was James's pick after him picking a movie that Ram already picked, which we'll be watching probably next week. And I have hopes for because I haven't seen it. It's with Chris Pratt, right? Okay, so I generally like him in a lot of stuff. So he's a good man. So he's what I call a good Hollywood actor. He's good on screen and he's good like morally. So
Yeah, I ain't sure.
yeah, unlike the douchebag of the week this week, which we'll be going over
He
later.
just left his wife to go be with some other woman.
Which is
He's
suck
like,
because
he's like, I'm a Christian man. I'm like, well,
Hey, at least he did it.
Why'd you cheat on your wife?
Well, that's Christians do. I mean, I've never been married, so but when I kind of think about it, or cheated.
It is a strictly non-Christian action, though.
Oh,
Yes.
it is.
That doesn't mean
Yeah.
that Christians are perfect by any stretch. But
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
it-
could have
it
told you
is-
that.
It is strictly not. It's strictly a violation
Just
of Christian
commenting
ethics and
on-
values.
On David's mention of his morality.
Well, I have no morality, so let's talk about this movie. This movie,
What'd you think
I
of it?
feel should have came with some Dramamine.
The camera shake.
The camera
Holy
shaking.
shit,
Oh my
yes.
God! It felt like I had Parkinson's at most points.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Look, there's only one movie. There's only one movie that gets away with the shaky cam, and that's the Blair Witch Project because they're the ones that basically started it. That wasn't the whole. They didn't originally, but they're the ones that basically made it famous, and a lot of people copied it.
The found
That movie,
footage.
I will give it a pass.
Yeah.
This movie, on the hand, it felt like I was in an ATV going over a bunch of rocks.
The worst scene I think was when they're driving into the tunnel.
Ugh.
There's the alien blockade, and for some reason the cameraman's fucking doing this, even though
I thought he had a seizure at one point.
even though they weren't running over anything or hitting anything or even shooting their guns yet. And I was like, what the fuck is happening with this camera?
I got a sense that was deliberate, that they were trying to make it seem like people looking around and look at all these different things happening from these different directions.
Yeah,
And
but
trying
there's
to
other ways
hype
they could have
people
done
up.
it. Like if they had body cams on, then I can understand the shaking. Okay, the earth movement. It's
I
a
could-
still shot camera.
I could see that if it was happening at the time, but the thing is that they had just driven into the tunnel and they're like, aliens ahead, there's a blockade, and everybody's focused forward and stuff, and nothing's really happening yet.
Okay.
So continuing my ripping this one a new asshole. The dialogue sucked. I mean, there's parts where they try to inject levity into the situation, and it was womp womp. I mean, it's like one of my jokes. It was that bad. The worst thing I can say about this movie is it's forgettable. I don't remember the names. I don't remember the actors.
And then
I barely remember. Wasn't Michelle Rodriguez in this one too?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting she was in it.
And she got one of the male soldiers killed because she wouldn't listen or follow orders.
So, the action was fun. I will say the action, the battle scenes were fun. But I mean, you can say that about any action movie, just about. The movie is just fucking forgettable. If you want to watch a movie where Two-Face takes on fucking aliens, then hey, this is your fucking movie. As long as you don't have motion sickness. I did not like it. There was zero nudity.
No, there was not.
There was no. I didn't even see
I
I didn't even see a nude alien. Oh my god, the aliens! The aliens look like fucking stick figures. What the fuck?
I think that alien was naked or one of them was. Why do
I'd rather watch Skyline. That's the movie that came out right after or before this one. And it was the same fucking premise. And that movie was fucking horrible.
Wow.
You would
Wow.
have I don't even know what that is.
Well, I'll tell you this. Much as you don't like this one, I think it's 10 times better than half the movies you had me watch.
Yes, but the
So,
difference is I
actually
know the
really
movies
enjoy
I make you watch
I
are
won't
horrible.
let you go on about that, but I actually really enjoy it. Even though, obviously, it's not perfect. Yeah, it's got some wonky camera angles and stuff like that. But it's not about that. It's about the story of a Marine, right? It's not even about the story about the whole group, although it's part of it, camaraderie and the.
Yeah, I got
working together
I got
and
the
all
point. It's about
but
the
it's about a
Marines.
single individual person that has had a bad experience in the past. He leads his men into a situation, a bunch of them die. He's the only one that comes out, right? He's carrying that guilt. He's then, when he's retiring, told that he has to come and do this.
It's always when they're retired. No,
Right? It's a
I have
cliche.
one day to retire.
Yeah.
It's an overused trope.
He put in for his retirement, but he told them, he says, "I'm gonna finish this training first before I retire, and then I'm
Right.
out."
So he's not technically out yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then he leads this group of young Marines, against an unknown enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Which hey, I have all kinds of interesting things about the enemy. Obviously, that they're not that advanced.
They were
more
fucking
advanced than
stick
us.
figures, for Christ's sakes. They looked horrible. I mean, the aliens in Independence Day looked better, and they were just brown globs.
Those were cool. That was a cool alien design.
They had mushroom heads.
Well, the real alien was inside. It was a little thingy, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they just had a mushroom head. They were just like They were just like the
It's
exoskeleton thing was
It's
just
like
like a bigger version of
I
it.
actually I kind of really like those aliens, and here's why. One, they didn't look like every other alien. They weren't just a copy of every other alien you see in half the other movies, right? There was a uniqueness. Yes, they were stick figures, but do you expect them to look like us? Right?
Yeah, that would actually be more interesting if aliens came down and they looked like us.
They come from a completely different environment and different world, right? Obviously, their technology wasn't much more advanced than us. They were using firearms, right? Their aircraft weren't really any more advanced than ours.
Yeah, they had like jet propulsion.
Yeah,
At one point, I expected him to
So-
fly out one of those World War II fucking like choppers and shit.
So obviously, so you would look at that, and I'd look at something like that, and I think, okay, well then obviously they didn't just pop it out here using I don't know, hyperdrives or something like that, right? They came in here probably using light speed or slower, and it probably took a long time to get here. So when they got here, when they were coming here, they probably expected us to be primitive. They didn't expect us to fight back.
When's the last time that you checked the telescope to see how
Seriously,
they're developing?
that's what it would've been.
3 billion years ago.
Let's say they came from 25 light years away, the nearest possibly
25 years at the speed of light.
right? That they would have had, some knowledge that we were a little more advanced, right? So they would have prepared for that. But if they came from 100, 200, 300 light years away, they would have thought we were still, muskets and horse-drawn wagons.
And the way the aliens fought in this movie, that would have been enough. We would still been able to kill them all.
I don't know.
So,
They're
I don't know
taking
about
out the helicopters and the aircraft like it was nothing.
uh,
What was the explanation? They were here for the water or something?
Yeah, that was the theory.
Yeah,
they
were
never said that it was
speculating.
guaranteed, but they
And I
figured,
was like, I never saw
liquid
them use
water.
the water, taking
Yeah.
the water.
so signs, water kills the aliens.
They
This
use
one,
that-
they need it.
They use that same trope with the old TV show V.
Yeah.
Right? They were here for the liquid water. I never really bought that trope because, yes, it's liquid, but there is water all over the place.
Well,
Yeah.
It's just
Plus-
frozen.
Plus, it's pretty easy to make water.
Yeah. So, an advanced civilization, if you wanted to get water, all you'd have to do is just get an asteroid, or not an asteroid, a comet, or you can go to Mars. There's all kinds of water under the surface of that thing.
Mhm.
It's just frozen.
you hearing this, Elon? You hearing this? Hire this man for your space program. He knows his shit.
I'm sure
He knows
this is all publicly available information. It's not exactly, it's like it's unknown. We've known this for years. So, but no, I actually really did enjoy it because a lot of it had to do with the human aspect of it. The action was good.
That's the only thing I will say of the movie.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the
Mhm.
action. They had some really good action scenes in there, but like I said, I mean,
I loved the action. I loved that it wasn't shitty. They're like, they're everywhere. The guy's not even looking. Spray and pray. I like
yeah,
the fact that the guns actually cycled through the ammunition and it wasn't some.
it was believable up until I
Bullshit.
saw the fucking
Yeah,
alien, and
CGI.
I was like, really? There
What?
couldn't. No one just has like a leaf blower, just go, and they
Come
would push
on.
themselves over.
No, I agree with James. It was different. If you see a movie or different movies where all the aliens look the same and it's not part of the same series, you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh, I agree with that, but I still think the design was stupid. They could have done something else.
They could have. But, it's a tall, lanky species.
Yeah,
You know?
they have their weapons surgically attached to them so they can't lose them or some shit.
Penis envy.
Or they're
Got it.
supposed to be that dedicated to
Yeah.
invading or whatever.
You know, and I had technical issues with it. You know, like their weapons weren't really that impressive. Then how come they were supposedly beating us so easily? They really weren't.
I saw them more like
Yeah.
as slaves that were forced
Yeah.
into it. The whole weapons surgically installed into them.
Okay, I
and
could
stuff.
see that. I could
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
'Cause there's only a handful of movies that does like, what if aliens weren't ridiculously advanced and they just came like what's it called?
Oh, like he was talking about V. I mean,
Mhm.
the aliens weren't that much more advanced than any of them when they came into Earth. And
Fucking
the only difference is they didn't try to attack anyone. They just kind of wanted to.
it's not,
They wanted the resources, but they wanted to work with
Yeah.
us to do it.
What's that movie I'm thinking of? It's not called Section 8. It's called something else. Section 8 house.
Section 9.
Section 9?
Yeah.
The aliens come down and they're all like refugees and they're all
Yeah,
dying.
that
one.
one, yeah, I
It's
know what
Section
you're talking
9. That's where they got the thing. Instead of like Section 8, where, you know, they put like, it's Section 9. It's like, it's a new little thing.
Section 9
I
housing.
think that was an interesting idea.
Yeah, there's only a couple of movies that actually do that. Like the aliens came here. They're not crazy advanced. They're just like, they needed something and they came to invade and try and take over.
Yeah, of course. And that one, I think, is because they were the slaves. You know, the
Mhm.
ship obviously that came in was really advanced. So
Mhm.
whoever owned that probably had a lot more technology, but the slaves, they were just idiots. Half of them, they didn't know what they were doing.
There's one scene that I liked. It was like when I was watching the scene, I'm like, this feels like a wannabe serial killer, and this is their first kill. Is where they find the first alien, they're trying to figure out how to kill it.
Mhm.
So they keep stabbing it in different places,
Mhm.
and they're like, "How do you kill this thing?" Yeah, that was hilarious.
that was kind of a weird scene, I thought.
Mm.
You know, but anyway, yeah. I mean, I obviously, you know, David and I are not gonna see eye to eye on this one. No, I don't think it's 1 to 5. I don't think it's great.
The
do think
action
it's
was fine, but the pros do not outweigh the cons. The making me seasick. And I wasn't even drinking. I haven't drank in a week. So making me seasick from all the motion camera. The cringy fucking dialogue. The horrible looking aliens. And like I said, it's just simply forgettable. I mean, I barely remember anyone who's in that movie. I mean, and I just watched it last night. At least a bad movie, I'll remember it like, oh my God, like that one scene was fucking retarded. This one, nah. With that being said, like I said, there is no nudity, so we're gonna skip that. I'm giving it a 3. It's an average movie at best. It's just, if you want, like I said, if you want to see Two-Face fight some aliens, then be my guest, watch it.
Harvey face, scary face.
What do you give it, Ram?
I give it a 3.75 because it was actually a pretty decent movie. There's some things I could have done without.
Yeah, the motion sickness.
the motion sickness, the shaky Parkinson's cameraman, the female was the only survivor out of her group. So
Oh
she
yeah, I
joins up
forgot
with
about
them,
that fucking trope. Oh,
and
I hate that trope.
and then she gets the guy killed because she's not listening to him. He's like, "Come on, we gotta go." She just, no, I have to shoot this gun and save everybody. So he throws her back. He ends up dying, but all of a sudden she has enough energy to run and jump off the roof.
of course she does, because she's like, well, the man's gone. Now I can actually
Yep.
beat
That
the
was
tough
entirely her
lioness.
fault. Exactly. That was the scene that pissed me off because I'm like, that was entirely her fault.
Mhm.
You know?
Well, what did you think of the movie, James? After you tortured us with this.
Yeah, I'm going to give the movie a 4 because I like the action.
Okay, so
Yeah,
average
I like the
between
action.
all of us is like a 3.5.
And I like the healing of the Marine, the sergeant that was going to retire.
I will say one of the movies we are going to be watching this month is called War Machine. I just watched it. It's a new release movie. And they have a female someone in there, but they don't follow the fucking trope. She is horribly fucking murdered. So with that is why I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is one of the things that always bugs me when they try to make like the females somehow almost flawless, right? They can never do anything wrong and they're always badass or whatever.
They're totally badass. They're better than everybody else. And they're like, if only they had listened to me.
Oh
Right.
no! If only.
I was the only one out of a group of 500 men that were all wrong. I was the only one that was right, and they just should have listened to me.
In fact, when I hear that she was the last one to survive out of that group, I figured chances are because all the guys are doing everything to protect her.
They're probably.
The only thing they could have made that more cringy is if they were like, "Oh, she's like she just found out she's pregnant."
Right.
and I get partly because not just because she's female, she was the tech sergeant that was supposed to,
No, it's realistic if you think of it from my point of view. They're in a helicopter. She's flying the helicopter, right? Because she's a badass pilot.
Of course.
They start getting fired upon. She immediately panics and hits eject, and everybody else flies while she safely parachutes away. Then it's realistic.
But in case you guys were wondering, since I keep bitching about it, these are the aliens.
I don't see anything wrong with them. I don't know why you got such a grievance against them.
They're just no, especially like this one. It's like I'm being
design.
attacked by Slender Man.
Well, what are they supposed to look like? They're aliens. They can't help that.
They could look like the fucking Predator. Have you remembered a movie besides the Predator where the aliens came to invade Earth that looked like the Predator? The Predator, badass design. They should have used something similar to that.
That's copyright infringement.
I said something similar. They could have made them like trans. They put them in pink. Then you'd be really rooting for the soldiers to wipe them out.
At least they didn't make them humans.
I don't know. I think that would have been more entertaining because I've seen where like the aliens come to Earth in movies, like and they're cooperative. What if they weren't?
It can be, but and
then what if they had like their genitalia on their face, so you wouldn't know where to fuck them?
On their face? Duh.
Well, they wear like a bandanas or something. I don't know. It's on their forehead.
Because they're gangsters. Anyway, you're getting way off topic. You don't like the way the aliens look. I think it's unique. James probably feels the same way.
I do.
I felt like I was reading one of his books.
That's probably why he likes it.
Probably. Although, like I said, I didn't shit on it too much. I did give it a 3, so I say it is average. It's not the worst thing I've seen.
Some of the camera work was pretty bad.
Some?
Yeah, some of it. It wasn't the entire movie, but it was some of
it. It was like a good 50% of it.
Not 50%.
It was like 50% of it.
Well, in that case, I probably didn't notice it then.
Yeah, because by that time, you're already vibrating.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this movie will give you Parkinson's or make you think you do. All right, well, this is it. That's it. No more of this movie. We're moving on. So I've already ripped it a pretty good asshole, but let's see what Ram has to say because it's now time for Ram's top 10 out of context spots. Go ahead and hit his intro.
Ram's got voices running through his head. Ram's rod is about to penetrate your mind. Here's Ram's top 10 out of context thoughts.
All right, Ram, take it away, sir.
I find it hard to believe that the civilian population living in Los Angeles would actually fight back against an alien invasion because LA is gay as fuck and aliens like to anally probe people. Number 2, James has probably dreamt about battling aliens when he was in the military. Did that happen?
It was true.
Yeah, I knew it. And number 3, that black dude's going to die for sure. He's got too much going on. And number 4, blowholes. Number 5, how many stabs does it take to get to the center of an alien?
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
Number 6, black people can't swim. Number 7, women shouldn't be in combat. Number 8, you hardly see alien females invading and fighting in the movies. Number 9, alien women shouldn't need bras because there's no gravity in space, so they would just be topless with their titties out. And number 10, David is a space pimp for alien prostitutes.
Not these. This one I will disagree. I'm like, oh, this feels so good. And the alien's like, oh, you're in my shoulder.
Oh, man. That's good.
So that was Ram's top 10s out of
You're in the
context.
shoulder.
Because they had like, some of them had like little gaps and stuff like that. Like,
You're a freak like that.
where am I going to put my penis? I just want to stick my penis into something.
Okay.
All right.
That was Ram's top 10. I hope you all enjoyed
That
it.
was awkward silence there.
That was the point. I was like, what's Sam to say if anyone says anything? No? I'm like, all right, we got it. I hope everyone enjoyed it. They're always entertaining. except especially when there's movies like this. Tune in to next week where we talk about stuff. Something else. Another movie, another war movie. I haven't decided which one. It's either going to be Bram's pick or the two movies I picked. Which surprisingly, I tend to pick one horrible movie every month to make these guys watch. Not doing that this month because James already did it.
No.
So he beat me to it.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
All right. And I'm just giving him grief over it. All right, guys. Well, it's now time for the douchebag of the week. And I think this month it's going to be people that just really fucking bug the shit out of me. Unless something catastrophic happens. It's going to be a lot of Hollywood actors this month. So let's just get it out of the way. Go ahead and hit it. All right, so this week's douchebag of the week is Edward Norton. Let me tell you, it's point blank real fast. I think he's an incredible actor. I think he's done a lot of great movies. Some of my favorite movies starred him in it. But as a human being, I think he's a piece of shit.
What did he do this time?
Oh, we'll get to that. He was on an interview real fast. Says Edward Norton rejects American exceptionalism, which is weird because that's kind of what gave him his career. And praises China as more eco-friendly than the West.
China fakes a whole lot of stuff. How can you even trust them?
Not only that, but China, if you look at like pollution and everything like that, the leading leader.
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you. Yes, we say bless you here at the OFO podcast. If you look at China, they pollute more than any other country in the entire world. Yeah. And under like the Paris Accords, where they were trying to like lower that, we pulled out of, thank God. They never followed any of it.
Yeah, they were given all kinds of exemptions. Basically, they gave developing countries exemptions, right?
If anything, Japan is like super eco-friendly.
Or they
try to be. You can't even have a certain mileage on your vehicle before you got it. You either have to rebuild the engine or buy a new one. And most people say that it's easier and cheaper just to buy a brand new engine.
Yeah. Not only that, I mean, they're very transit focused, where they have subways, buses. A lot of people ride bikes and stuff like that. The only time really you see even like their rental cars, I'd like watch videos of the way they do their rental cars. They're just in like little parking lots. You use an app. You go in there and it unlocks the car for you, and the keys are in the glove compartment. Oh, excuse me. The keys are in the glove compartment. Not a lot of people own vehicles and stuff like that. Now, you can say that based because of population, because there's so many of them, and they're lived in dense areas. But I don't think that way. The way they run their assembly lines for like their manufacturing, their transit systems, they're very eco-friendly. Opposed to China, where
they fake a lot of things, and there's a lot of like buildings crumbling down because they cut a lot of corners and fake things.
Yeah.
Like how is that considered eco-friendly?
Not only that, they're censorship like a motherfucker in that country. So for this piece of shit to basically be praising China is either A, he's fucking completely clueless,
or China paid him to say that.
And then
China does absolutely do that. They pay.
A lot of Hollywood actors are like that. Like John Cena, he said something about China that pissed off China about one of his movies released, and then he learned enough Chinese to apologize to the Chinese people because they realized, well, they're not going to buy my movies, so we're going to lose millions of dollars.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck if China likes I'm going to keep my opinion to what it is. I don't care if his money's involved or not.
Yep.
So let's see here. And Ted Danson was, first of all, I didn't know Ted Danson was still alive. Second of all, I didn't know he had a fucking podcast. So whatever.
Ted Danson.
He was in Cheers. He was like Mayday Malone. He was also in like Three Men and a Little Baby and a Little Lady. I don't watch chick flicks, but I'm gonna say I do like those movies.
He was in a few other series too, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Let's see here. So he's talking about China is on its way of being the first petro zero economy. Bullshit.
Yeah.
They import more fucking oil and everything than like almost any country in the world, minus I think ours. But even then, we're starting to move away from that. We're drilling here.
That's so bullshit. First of all, they import a lot of plastic and recyclable stuff and a whole bunch of trash and horse shit. And then they export a ton of things by boat that waste a lot of fuel.
Uh-huh. And then this whole thing, they're going to be the first electro superpower. Bullshit.
Okay, so
He's talking about China. He's like, oh, they're no pollution, and then it's going to be all electric. And
where's he getting this information
no,
from?
did they mail him like along with his check? Did they mail him like a little pamphlet? It was like, these are the things you must hit on.
Yeah, China, you should take him out right now. He's a spy. He's giving away all your secrets.
Yeah, I agree. So moving on, and this is what fucking just pissed me the hell off. Well, it's not the only thing. Can't talk today. I can't talk anyways. Actor Edward Norton calls ICE an illegal army that is being mounted against the U.S. citizens.
It's an army against the illegals.
Yeah. It's an army against the illegals.
With that, I 100% agree.
What I hate is when they'll say some, I mean, not really stupid, being mounted against the U.S. citizen. Does he not understand what ICE is?
No. He's speaking the truth. The shitty U.S. citizens that are trying to prevent ICE from doing their job.
Right.
Everything he said there was true.
Yeah.
It is an illegal army.
It's an army to battle illegals. I agree 100%.
They are being mounted against, unfortunately, U.S. citizens that are too stupid to get out of the fucking way. He's right. Mm-hmm. He only speaks the truth.
Okay, we're gonna give him a kudos for that. You know,
you have to stretch that pretty far, but okay.
Yeah, but you see how I could twist the words around and make it true.
And he doesn't have his own opinions about China or the U.S. No, he's like, of course, like all male celebrities, he's got a problem with Gaza, right? Too. Edward Norton says that there's a genocide in Gaza while accusing ICE of being paramilitary force. We see genocide being live streamed to us. We see American citizens killed by paramilitary people in our own streets for standing in solidarity with their neighbors. Who the fuck got killed except for the people trying to run over fucking agents?
Yeah. Nobody got shot or killed for standing in solidarity. Not a single person was killed.
I mean, I don't remember one peaceful protest, period, from that side that, the ICE just went in and started mowing them down with like AK-47s and grenade launchers.
No, but that's the lies that they hear in social media all the time. And it does affect people, and they do get brainwashed by that shit.
They hear that stuff over and over and over.
Remember I told you when Trump was first running for his second term, and every YouTube video started with an unskippable ad, and the first thing it said was like, Trump is evil. He's a demon. And then after they said that, 5 seconds would pass and then you could skip. But imagine hearing that every video or every other video you watch, and you're on social media all the time. That's like a form of brainwashing.
It is, and I agree with that because I get to some more. I purposely blanked his name out, but someone who's running for something here in Texas, and he's a shill, and he's like walking out with fucking groceries, and like, when I was helping, I brought together Republicans and Democrats, and like, shut the fuck up. And you can't skip his ad. You have to sit there and wait 20 seconds for it to fucking go through. It's like, how much money he must have spent on YouTube.
Isn't that gay guy that who totally bastardizes and tells lies about Christianity and pretends that he's a pastor when he's really just a liar?
Ugh.
And
oh my God, these fucking people have no shame.
Also, I want to know where Edward Norton is getting this information from. He knows a lot about the whole world, apparently.
Yeah. Let's see here. In the last one I came across, Hollywood actor Edward Norton calls for a massive economic strike to protest ICE. These are not normal times. We have extrajudicial assaults on Americans and humans going on a daily basis. And it's not okay. It's not okay, guys. It's not okay. Why? Look, these are the reasons why these people go and get interviewed and like a camera shoved in the face with people that actually believe the same thing they do, because anyone who interviewed them would have been like, cool, you say that. When?
Yeah.
Where? What did they use? And they will either avoid the subject. I guarantee you he would change the subject. But he's a douchebag. He's a douchebag actor. Your job is to entertain us. Your job is not to give everyone's opinion about whatever the fuck is on your mind. I don't give a fuck whether you.
That's our job on this podcast.
Yeah, it's our job. But that's why the single digit fans tune in every week. Like I said when I started this, I think he's a great actor. I just don't think he's a good human being, and I could say that about a lot of people. Fucking Mark Hamill for one. I think he's a good actor. I liked him in the Star Wars shit. I think he's the best Joker voice out of all the cartoons and video games. But he's a piece of shit. So, no, that's not an FYI or anything like, ooh, guess what? Edward Norton's Mark Hamill's going to be the next douchebag of the week. He might. I don't know. But I have someone else in plan for next week. Yeah. I mean, final thoughts on this piece of shit.
I don't even know who the guy is, to be honest. So, yeah.
You don't know him?
He looks vaguely familiar.
He was starred in Fight Club, American History X. He was the original Hulk in the Marvel movies before they got rid of him. Once it's fucked up, they replaced him with someone who's even more of a douchebag. That Mark Rothlico or whatever his name is.
He's a terrible one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks vaguely familiar. So obviously, I've seen him in movies. But
he's been a lot, and he's in Rounders, which is one of my favorite movies. I mean, like he's been in a lot of good movies.
This is all bullshit. I think somebody's just paying them to say stuff.
It's either that or it's like coming down from like the corporate bigwigs from the movie studios, basically going, "Hey, we're gonna lose money, so here, so you have to say this, or we're gonna have to drop your contract." And if anyone just stood up and said, "Hey, no, I'm not going to do that," I fucking call the movie studios bluff, especially if you're a famous actor and you know you can get work.
This
call their bluff.
AI stuff is utterly insane. I mean, these people are literally protecting us. They're getting. I mean, like we've mentioned this before. 20% murder has dropped by 20% since Trump has started aggressively deporting people and secured the border.
Yeah, and we've had like literally, I haven't heard anyone crossing the border illegal.
Yeah, it's a very. Technically, yes, there is.
Still but it's so minuscule.
Small,
yeah,
as opposed to the millions that was going on.
And I guarantee the ones that did cross illegal, we caught them, or majority of them. And we didn't like just let them.
Yeah,
here, roam free.
Yeah, that catch and release stuff is gone.
Ugh.
You know, you get caught, you're getting removed. You know.
So Edward Norton, congratulations, you are the douchebag of the week. Keep it up, sir. Keep it up. All right, guys. Well, enough with the celebrity bullshit. Because, I mean, every celebrity out there has an opinion. Well, majority of them anyways. We need more Dean Cains in this world. We really fucking do. People like this just need to be walked outside, taken to the back seat of a car, driven out in the middle of somewhere, and just taken away and left in the desert somewhere. They just need to be taken away and out of my mind and just pulled out, brought back just to do a little movie, and then they be taken away again. Just like James's takeaways this week. So go ahead and hit his intro and let's listen to some funny takeaways.
James takeaways. Hear his voice resound in the heart of a moment. Wisdom's found. Every thought's a treasure. Every laugh's a win. With confidence, we'll let the journey begin.
All right. Okay, New York is falling apart in real time. Thousands of businesses have already fled under horrible leadership, and now widespread brownouts from terrible energy management are destroying even more. Meanwhile, government offices stay nice and cool while regular people and small businesses suffer. This is exactly what socialism does: punishes productivity, rewards incompetence, and watch everything crumble while the elites stay comfortable. Yes, this is what we were kind of already touching on earlier. You know, I watched a video where a young lady, she went to like the city hall. The lights are on, AC is low. It was like 67 degrees in there. You know, meanwhile, his store down the street, his ice cream's melted, his meat's gone bad. He said to throw it all away. You know, because he doesn't have any power. You know, It's utterly ridiculous. And so this is, like we mentioned before, it's either deliberate, to advance some kind of agenda, or such poor ineptitude that for people to keep putting these people in office would be insane.
Yeah, but I have a lot to do with, like, a lot of people like this. I mean, most New Yorkers, I guarantee, didn't vote for him. I believe there was massive voter fraud. That's the only reason he got fucking
Then
elected.
only 10%
That and the
of voters
white
voted.
liberal women.
Well, only 10% of people voted, or 10% of voters voted. That's one of the things that's a problem. Apathy is a problem. It's one of the later stages in the death of a civilization. People stop trying, stop caring.
Suicidal
They
empathy.
assume that they can't do anything about it. So then the people that are motivated, the Muslims and the socialists and the communists that want that change, despite the problems that it causes, they're out there voting. Other people aren't.
Yeah, it's... At the end of the day, what you have to realize is that these people suck. that's a long short of it. These people suck. So, fuck them. I have nothing good to say about any of these people. And I'm actually kind of enjoying watching fucking, New York go downhill. I really fucking am. I really fucking enjoy watching them just go bye-bye. All right. Well, that was Rams takeaways. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Very thoughtful, very insightful.
James takes it.
Oh, that too. I don't know. It's been a weird fucking day. Sobriety sucks. It really fucking does. And I actually had to work an extra day this week because the 3rd was recognized as a holiday. So not unlike today, which is the actual holiday. So everyone had it off. So I had to work yesterday. So fun times.
I actually didn't work yesterday, although I did get a lot done. I edited like crazy yesterday.
Yeah, and slept a lot too because you had to wake up so early to take our Asian friend to the airport.
I know. Right?
By the way, we deported Chen. He's gone. So, Wang, we miss you, sir. We sent him back to China.
Yeah.
Under strict orders to get that country in shape. We want to know. And that was James's takeaways. I hope everyone enjoyed them. It's at the end of the show, so it's time for the game. Go ahead and hit the intro.
You know what time it is, baby. It's time to play some fucking games. My nipples are so hard right now.
All right, guys. So this week we are going to be playing Whiplash 3. We haven't played part 3 in a while. We're just waiting for someone. We got Mr. James up there, and then Rompeculo. That'd be me. Rompeculo.
What does that mean? I forget.
Breaking ass.
No, broke ass.
Well, I don't know. I've seen different ones, but either way, it's something about your ass being hurt.
Oh, gosh.
Just waiting on rain.
I know. No.
Another translation is ass breaker.
I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't
That
want.
would be me. This is probably why I'm single.
I don't
Oh, it's
want,
been a month, by the way. That's pretty funny.
I don't want Google AI.
Ah!
She come crying back to you yet?
No. It's not like I blocked her or anything. So. Alrighty. So go ahead and start it there, James, because you're the one that went in first.
Oh, darn it.
Let's see if Rams's win streak continues like the entire month of fucking June. He was handing our... Basically, he was rompeculo.
He'll win again.
He was raping my ass.
I'm your host, Schmitty, and let's promise to write each other after this, okay?
I don't want to write.
All right.
I don't wanna.
Didn't make it in the game and want to be heard? Put in that room code and vote in the audience.
You know, I watched the movie. Might be the worst movie I've ever seen. It's called The Enemy. You've heard of the Enemyville horror? This one's called The Enemyville Vibrator.
Oh, and everyone else gets to vote on
It's
their
about an
favorite.
evil vibrator that was possessed in the Enemyville house. I watched it on Friday when I was
First
working.
of all, you're watching movies about haunted sex toys.
Yeah, well, you know.
You expecting them to be good?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I got a lot of time left. Okay.
Ugh. His avatar looks so bored.
Who's mine?
Yours, just like he's like what
Like-
Primus.
Let's
What?
see.
It looks whimsical on my screen.
Prompt number 1 is the best name for a rideshare company to stand out from competitors.
Okay.
Blown away.
The best one to stand out? To stand out. This is a difficult one, but I gotta go with this one. I'll have you know, I would have loved for it to be Ride Me. That sounds hilarious.
Oh,
Probably not the ride share experience you were thinking of.
All right, vote for the one you like best.
Making sure she doesn't leave me or the werewolf.
And next is the dance move that finally killed disco was called the funky blank.
The funky what?
What? That's
Now
not what
it
I
gets real.
typed.
Pick your
What the
favorite.
fuck?
You probably ran out of time.
No. I typed something completely different about slapping someone's ass. I don't know why
Autocorrect.
autocorrected. It's lame.
But hey, let's see the
What?
scores.
I didn't put a Bic lighter on there as my answer. Damn it.
I should have gone with the answers that were obviously James.
I can't. I have to go with the funniest one.
Double the anxiety.
I don't know what the heck class slap was supposed to be. But
This would be about slapping ass. The funky ass slapper.
Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay.
You excited? I'm excited.
Feel these nipples.
How about we start
No.
with,
Aw.
if you don't have a dog, why do you have that doghouse?
Okay.
Okay, make someone happy.
So it looks like similar answers. Except one's
Yeah.
detriment to you and the other one's detriment to the wife.
Let's see how they handle name of a new TikTok dance the kids are wild about.
I don't think they can show that on, well, I don't think they can show either on TikTok. Aw.
Okay, what's next? Emergency room is so stressful. Why can't we just call it blank?
Let's see.
We just call it good.
All right, people, it's voting time.
I like that one. I did last stop before hell.
And round 2 is finito. Let's see if the same is true of your score.
Still looks like a blue fucking penis.
That's a Freudian.
It looks like one of those aliens' cocks from the movie we watched this week.
How do you know what their
Thrift
penises look like?
Barred Pipaganza. You'll each receive a prompt that requires 3 separate responses. Make me proud.
I don't
And
wanna
seeing
make
how we
somebody
have
proud.
an odd number game, you get the honor of competing against me.
Ooh, fun. All right, let's see what they give us. Oh, this one's hard. I can't think of anything funny.
And don't think of your actual one. Think of something similar. Whatever.
Okay.
That was a weird, dumb question.
Yeah.
Might as well get this
Yeah, it's
over
weird.
with.
Your three-step plan for creating a Frankenstein-style monster.
Why didn't I get that one?
Right?
Okay, everybody, pick your favorite quip.
Just go with James's.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I don't really know.
Fucking Schmitty.
Well, dang it. 3 words that could describe the circus or your dad.
I mean, what the fuck?
That's supposed to be say tamer.
Fuck it, autocorrect.
Has midgets. Your dad's got midgets?
This might be close, but I think once again Ram won again.
Probably.
Show me the final scores.
And I got
What
dead
if it's
last.
a tie again. No.
Nope, I'm last.
No, that's a win.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
You are, what?
Why does this keep happening to you? If only you would just pick James's answers instead of mine.
I can't. I go with the funniest one. I don't
His are
cheat.
funny.
I don't cheat, damn it.
Well, this is why you lose. Just kidding.
This is why you fail.
The handcuffs are for the werewolf. Yeah.
No, it was for when she's trying to get away. Final thoughts, Ram.
When are you gonna win?
When am I gonna win? Well, unlucky in love, unlucky in games, unlucky in life. I'm just generally unlucky. If I didn't have a bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
Mm-hmm.
James, final thoughts.
Today was fun. So, you know, everyone out there, like, subscribe, share, buy books. My books. Me.
But I was going to go out and buy Stephen King books. Now I'm all confused.
You can buy his too. I mean, I like his stuff. Some of his stuff.
The only stuff I liked that he used to do was cocaine. So
That's how he could write so fast.
it was, yeah. That's also why everything is fucking set in Maine.
Right.
I've never been to Maine. I don't know if I want to go to Maine.
They got good lobsters.
Yeah, I hear that. My final thoughts. I hope everyone has a wonderful 4th of July. Remember, it is 250 years America was born, and the way fucking liberals are acting right now, it probably won't make it another 250.
You guys aren't allowed to celebrate. Fuck you, liberals.
No
Right.
shit.
We
If
hate
I see
America
any of these
so
people
much.
that fucking hate America, stay the fucking home.
Seriously.
They'll go out there and fire fireworks and celebrate.
No, you're not allowed to barbecue. You're not allowed.
Yeah, speaking of, happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday.
Seriously. Cheers.
Yep.
250.
I mean,
It's quite an accomplishment how far we've come in such a short amount of time. When there's
Right.
other countries that have been around way longer
Right.
and they suck.
Well, I mean, look at the UK.
Right. I used to give that argument all the time. People would be bragging about, oh, we're thousands of years old. And it's like, you know, look at what we did in a few hundred years. You guys have had thousands of existence and you still suck.
Mm-hmm.
Moral of the story is, I got nothing. America.
Fuck off.
Fuck yeah. With that being said, have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you next week. And until then, I mean this from the very simple bottom of my heart, from the cockles of my cockle. Oh, fuck off.